Okay, so we are continuing our football club history series, and of course we are staying in Ireland until all of the League of Ireland Premier Division clubs have been done. I've only got 5 left to do. We're going to start with Dundalk FC today. They're founded in 1903 as a works team of the Great Northern Railway in Ireland. 1926 is when they're elected to the League of Ireland. They play their home games at Oriel Park, has a capacity of 4,500. I want to go through the interesting facts about Dundalk FC. So they're the first team outside Dublin to win the league title in the 32-33 season. They're the only team to win either the league or the FAI Cup every decade since the 1930s. So that just shows how consistent they've been over the last, 90 or so years. Second most successful club in League of Ireland history with 14 titles. So that again tells you all you need to know about the consistency of this football club. They're the highest ranked Irish club by UEFA club coefficients and the only club to get points in a win in the group stage era of European competition as well. I'm not a fan of the club coefficient. I've mentioned that many times. I think it does penalise those clubs from the perceived leagues outside the Big Five. So while Olympiacos thankfully has restored some faith of mine in UEFA club competitions by winning their European final against Fiorentina, we don't see those fairy tale stories as enough as much as we used to, because the UEFA club coefficient and scrapping the Cup Winners' Cup was a massive blunder. Restructuring the UEFA Cup into the Europa League with group stages, same with the Champions League, and I mean, crikey, Italy this coming season have 5 Champions League spaces because of the UEFA club coefficient, which I don't think's right, but I do think it's a flawed system. But Dundalk FC are the highest Irish ranked club by the UEFA club coefficient, so there's that. So they're rated as the best Irish club right now by UEFA. Their honours, as I said, they've had 14 league titles, but I'm going by the honours that are still classed as going towards that UEFA club coefficient. So that'd be the League of Ireland Premier Division, the FAI Cup, the League of Ireland Cup. Whether that resumes or not is yet to be determined. It has been suspended since the COVID pandemic. And the President of Ireland's Cup, which is their version of the Charity Shield. So these are the 4 major honours, should the League of Ireland Cup be resumed, that clubs in Ireland can play for. So the Premier Division League of Ireland 14 times. And of course, they were the first club in Ireland to do it in the 32-33 season, which actually is their first piece of major silverware. It would then be 30 years before they win another one, but they win a lot of cup titles to make up for their lack of league success in a 30-year spell. So they win it for the second time in the 62-63 season. They win it again in the 66-67 season. The 70s, they win it twice, the 75-76 season and the 78-79 season. The 80s, they win it twice, the 81-82 season and the 87-88 season. The 90s, they win it twice, the 1990-91 season and the 94-95 season. Then again, this is where you see clubs go through dominant spells and less dominant spells. They don't win the league again until 2014. Now the League of Ireland and the FAI have moved it to a summer league. 2014 they win their next title, then 2015, then 2016. So they win 3 titles in a row. I think that is the first time the club had ever done that. And they win it again in the 2018 and 2019 seasons. So they win 5 titles in 6 years in the 2010s, just before the COVID pandemic. So they were a very, very dominant side not that long ago. The FAI Cup, they've won 12 times. So when they're not winning the league, they're winning the cup. And this is where they've won a title pretty much every decade since the 1930s. You've got 12 of these. 1941-42, those were their first cup title. 48-49, 51-52, 57-58. So between the 40s and the 50s, they win 4 FAI Cups. There is a little bit of a gap until the 70s, until they win their 5th, which is in the 76-77 season. They back it up in the 78-79 season. So the 70s, they had a pretty decent run in the cup competitions, while they're not winning in the league as much. Although they did a League and Cup double in 78-79 season. The 80-81 season, they win it again. 87-88. So the 70s through to the 80s, they're pretty solid side. But they don't win the Cup again until the 2001-2002 season. And then we go to the Summer League era, 2015, 2018, and most recently in 2020, disrupted by the COVID pandemic. So pretty solid side going into this decade. The League of Ireland Cup, They've won that 7 times, 1977-78, 1980-81, 86-87, 89-90. So the late 70s to the late 80s, early 90s, very, very successful in that competition. Then again, lengthy gap with a lack of success until 2014. They win it again 2017, and they win it again in 2019. The last team to win the League of Ireland Cup unless they bring it out of suspension and resume playing that competition. The President of Ireland's Cup they've won 3 times, all in very recent memory, 2015, 2019 and 2021. So you can see when the UEFA club coefficient's been brought in the last 20, 30 years, they've had a lot of success, which again helps with that being the highest ranked Irish club with the UEFA club coefficient. That does help when you've got this new system, or this newer system that hasn't always been in place, because they had the historical club coefficient as well. But it does help when you're winning a lot of domestic silverware, regularly qualifying for Europe, and being competitive in Europe. It does help with the club coefficient. I'm not a massive fan of the system myself, but you can see where we're coming from here. Now the rivals, I'd just like to have a look at their rivals. Drogheda United, the Louth Derby. Biggest rival, and obviously Shamrock Rovers, because Shamrock Rovers are the most successful club in Ireland with the most league titles and most cup titles. Dundalk aren't that far behind them, but Shamrock are the most dominant club in Ireland, and when we do, we'll leave them till last. I want to save the best till last because there's a lot of titles in there. But Drogheda United are Dundalk's biggest rivals geographically. They contest the Louth Derby, but when Drogheda are quite dominant, Dundalk are less dominant. When Dundalk are at the top of their game, for some reason Drogheda are less so. So their meetings are not as often as I think both sides would like, but it's a friendly rivalry. So there we go. There's a brief history of Dundalk FC. Thank you very much for watching. I want to hear from fans. Place your thoughts in the comment section below. I've already had some really good feedback from some Irish fans in regards to this part of the Football Club History series. It's been refreshing having viewers from Ireland who are watching football videos and are fans of their local clubs rather than a club in Scotland or a club in England or a club across Europe. It is refreshing to have local fans comment on their local clubs. So there we go. Place your thoughts in the comments section below, and we'll have some more content for you guys very, very soon.